we jumped off at the point of writer's block. What is writer's block?
So basically, my understanding of it is you're a writer and you're just struggling to, I don't know, to compose, to put together.
Or to find the right?
Yeah, to find, yeah, to compose a song, to write a song. It could be where you're in the middle of a song and you can't go any further, or it could be just the inability to start composing one. So in my case, like I said, it was 2010. I'd started writing this song, done 2 verses, and I couldn't go any further. And it's not because I could have gone further, but because of the standards I set for myself as a writer, and how I envisage this song to be, or what I would envisage this song, or what I would like this song to be, rather, I don't accept mediocrity when I'm writing my lyrically.
Yeah.
I don't accept. I prefer not to perform a song, sing a song, write a song, if I think the lyrics is gonna be. Let's put it this way. I always say to people, a few people approach me in the tent, Calypso tent that is, and I say, I've been watching you for years, and what I'm about to say now is not. I'm not comparing it to just these Calypsonians here in England, because I listen to Calypsonians all over the world,
yeah.
Caribbean, and even places like Canada and so on. You are very consistent lyrically. I don't understand how you do it. And if they had asked me that question, and this, I'm talking, I'd taken a break. I came on the scene like we discussed, 2001 when I competed in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Joined the military in 03. So I sang 01, 02. 03 when I joined the military, I took a break. Came back out.
That's the Royal Air Force.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Royal Air Force. Then in 2009, after Michael Jackson's death,
Yeah.
I looked at myself and I thought, he's lived, I don't know, 49, 50 years. I can't remember what he was around there. He's died now. The world is sad. But he could say he's lived a life where he's achieved as an entertainer, singer, whatever you want to call it. He's achieved
what he needed to
what
achieve.
he needed to achieve. He's done well. He's done very well.
Yeah.
I am, at that point in I would have been 30 years old, and I thought, I have a family, I have a job,
Yeah.
I have a home to live in. I still feel as though I'm missing something.
Yeah.
I'm missing something. I want to know, like, when my time has come, I could look back and say, yeah, I've set out, I've done all I would have liked to do, and I have no regrets. And I believe writing, singing is one of those things that a path for my life, my journey.
Yeah.
And I felt as though I hadn't started, if you want to put it that way. So I came back on the scene. And I came back with a song called Define Poverty.
Define Poverty. That is a song that is a killer. Define Poverty. What is Define Poverty?
So, well, the word define, as we know, is the definition. How do you define it? But I always say with Calypso, anybody could write a Calypso. But to write a good / very good Calypso is hard.
You know, I can't help myself as a groupie. Define poverty.
Yeah.
There's no point in telling me define poverty and you're not even letting me know what define poverty sounds like.
Well, this is what. Oh, you mean the singing? I wonder if I can remember that song. We'll get there. But so the whole concept of that song, I wanted to is like a song to me is like somebody, a chef or a cook, going to cook a meal.
I'm putting all
You're putting all the ingredients in there.
Get that.
Put all the ingredients in there, and then when you put all the ingredients, you're trying to get this taste. And he's happy with the taste, or he might have a specialist person who is a specialist taster. And when that person says, yes, that is it. Now, he's going to feed a group of people.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, 10 people at a table eating that same meal
Yeah.
will have different
Take on what they
take or
take,
reactions
to what they
they've
taste.
tasted.
Yeah.
It may not none of them might find it taste bad, but they might say something like, "Oh, I think a bit too much of this, or it could have do with it, it could have done with this."
Yeah, yeah.
And this idea there. Right? So for me with the singing or the writing, give them the ingredients. But some songs, that song I think what I wanted to create was to have you as the listener. You think, define poverty. So I give you all the ingredients. I give you this scenario, I give you that scenario. Is that poverty? I give you that. Listener two. Is that poverty? I'm trying hard to define poverty, but my mind end up in a quandary. Is it a shortage or scarcity? Or is it when your belly empty? Children hungry, have no money, can't turn to their mom and daddy. Leaders happy, family happy, promises is their recipe. Still time ticking, man sweating, trying to cope with the system. Education and oppression, only brainwashing the human on. Yes, this life goes on. We catch wind and from since we born. Ooh boy, yes, this life goes on. Pain and suffering, it shall carry on. Someone, help me justify why of starvation humans must die. Is it a problem or necessity while we still living in this country? So you see what I mean? I asking you questions, I giving you little things out there.
So yeah, so you are basically putting it out there, and it's for me,
To
the
decide.
listener, to decide.
Yeah.
So in cooking that meal, you allow the patrons to add their touches.
Yeah.
They get involved. They get involved. You think about it. You tell me what you think.
What's poverty? You know what I mean? And I per se, and this is why I always say, writing, people talk about, you have different types of writers. Some people, I think, in the early days, as we were discussing in the first half, how it used to come from here.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think now it's coming from here.
So is the passion,
Yeah.
and is how you viewing what's going on in the world.
As in, I've gotten wiser.
Wiser.
I've
Okay.
gotten wiser, understand. Okay. And my mom said this to me. I remember telling my mom early in my singing career, writing career, I said, I don't know how long I could go on singing Calypso for. She said, what do you mean? I said, because it's just these topics, social, political. And social, I know you have different aspects. It could be poverty, it could be this, it could be abuse, it could be, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're touching on the same issues.
But my understanding.
Well, let me just get the point across. So you're touching on these issues. And you know what her response was? She said, you're 22 now. Continue to read and you'll get wiser. And even when she said it then, I still remember the words. I remember the words, I could tell you no. But not I didn't understand it, I didn't believe that would help or make things better. And my mother is not a very, I won't put it, she's not educated in terms of like went to the best schools and got the best.
Yeah. She's not a bachelor degree.
See when she opens her mouth, she would stay very quiet. Very, you see when she opens her mouth,
intelligent.
The things that she would say, in terms of advice. I'm not talking about like
the wisdom that she has.
It comes to pass. Believe it or not.
But what I wanted to say is that you say you don't know how long you could continue singing Calypso, but my understanding, and you can correct me if I'm or you could disagree, is that the Calypsonian is someone who look at life story and summarize it through the art form of Calypso. They are the ones who will somewhat, or back in the day, would have tell the people what's happening in society. And society as it is evolving constantly. So there is never not a topic for you to sing about. However, as you say, you believe that the topics are somewhat monotonous. Do you not write as a calypso things are not of necessary in the sense of wars, governments,
Poverty.
poverty? Don't you think that you can see yourself outside of that area?
Yeah, but I could go see myself outside that area. But the point I'm making is, I, like I said to you, when I write, I don't deal with mediocrity. That's me personally. So what I'm saying is, I could write a song, 10 songs on poverty, and they'll all be different. You know what I mean? You listen 10 of them and think, he's singing about poverty, but he's done something different with this one. That one he talk about, he had us, we had to think for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now he's put a swing on it. He's come and written poverty, but now he's talking about poverty of education, or the lack of or the influence, lack of education, the impact it could make on poverty. So it's a whole different perspective. Same topic, poverty, but it's a whole different outlook. You understand what I mean? But what am I writing about?
You're still writing about poverty.
Poverty. So this is what I'm trying to say to you. So I could go outside the box. I'm not disputing. I see where you're coming from. It's about going outside the box and doing different things. That's what I say to you. Everybody could write a calypso, but a good calypso is hard to write. And this is what I'm saying to you. So I could do these things. You know, write a calypso about television. What make is that? Samsung, how they do the best TVs, and then yeah, okay, that's really good. That's creative. But I wanna be able to, whenever you listen my calypso, one must not remind me about the other one.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? Afghanistan, I've been there, I've done that, I've written on that. If I write another song on war, you should not be thinking of Afghanistan. If it's reminding you of my Afghanistan song, I haven't evolved or progressed. That is how I see it.
But for Afghanistan as well, 2005.
So no, 13.
2013.
Yeah, 13.
But that song lyrically is still relevant.
Correct.
It's still relevant today, so there is no need to even. I don't even know if there's any need to write anything in that way, because the topics, and that would reflect on society as a whole, as we know it, Trinidad and Tobago, throughout the Caribbean and the world at large. What's taking place with the generation now, and we're talking about the 18-year-olds, the 20-years. So that song is still relevant. So there's not necessarily a need to rewrite anything in that vein. However, I strongly believe there is a lot of other things that Calypsonians could write about, but I am not a writer, so.
Well, give us topics. If you think topics is topics you're referring to, or,
yeah.
Well, if you give us topics, that's what writers do. We write. Because what I used to do is I wrote a song in 2002. I sang it in 2002 in the UK when I came third in the finals. When that was the year when they had it at Covent Garden. I don't remember that.
With
the gala.
With the gala.
So I came third. I was third or second? No, third. Chloe came first, and the girl who don't sing anymore, Sister Sandra. She came second. And then when I sang that song, so I was 23. I remember going home. So I was living in Birmingham at that time, studying there. And I remember going. I thought I had won that competition. And me personally,
you felt strongly,
I hadn't seen Cloak's performance, and I hadn't seen, because I have a tendency, I don't like to watch other people's performances. I just focus on what I do. But going into that finals, obviously in the tent, you're hearing all these songs. I didn't really have props. I shouldn't say I didn't really. I didn't have any props, because I didn't believe props will win a competition. That's me, again, probably young and naive. That was the first. I've had goals in my in my Calypso career, and that was the first one of them that came through where So I had Rudder, Krokro, and Stalin. My three biggest Calypsonians.
That you look up to.
Yeah. But not necessarily look up to in terms of, because I look up to my brother. Yeah. I look up to my brother. That's different. That's a role model. I look up to my brother.
That's different, yeah.
But in the Calypso fraternity,
Yeah.
I watch those because, for different things. Rudder is because of his writing style.
Yeah.
Krokro because of how he parried the stage and the delivery. Yeah. And Stalin just because Stalin was something, had something about him. The topics he would come up with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those were the three. And in 2002, my first goal was achieving that, because I always wanted to perform on the same stage with these guys.
Yeah.
And that in 2002, Stalin performed in the tent, and he performed at the Calypso finals as a guest.
Yeah.
So that was a tick in the box. In 2014, 12 years later, I went to Canada as part of my prize winnings.
Yeah.
Rod obviously, as you know, lived, I don't know if he's still living there, but he was certainly living
He's
there.
between Canada and Trinidad, yeah.
He performed, when I went in 2014, he performed on the same stage. He was the guest. I met him backstage, talking everything. I actually get to do it twice, because that summer now, same summer, he came, he had a show here in England at the Tabernacle.
Yeah.
And he came backstage, and I said to him, hey, you here? I said, you remember me? He said, of course, man. I saw you 2 weeks ago. So it was nice that he, we talk and remember.
So you're almost like touring the same stages.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was 2014 summer, and earlier that year in Trinidad, I sang in Krokro's tent.
So you've done the trifecta.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
So I managed to after that Rudder's performance.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even thinking that when I was going to Canada. That wasn't like, oh man, I want to perform. It happened. It just happened. Out just like that. And that year, so that Trinidad Carnival performing in Krokro's tent, I got an encore every night. I flew from California to Trinidad, because California with work.
Yeah.
Flew to back to the UK.
Yeah.
And then on to Trinidad.
Yeah.
So tired that I was sleeping backstage. My dad was in the tent as well. Luckily I said to him, two artists before, come and wake me up, because I sleepy. I was just, jet lag.
Yeah. Out
West
of it,
Coast,
yeah.
West Coast to West Coast to UK and back to East Coast.
Yeah.
Sleeping, and I remember hearing some of those guys. I met that guy. The guy who's the one who's extempo, who's blind. I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Lingo. I met Lingo. First time, Lingo has no eyes. Do you know that?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, he has no eyes. So you have people who have eyes and blind.
Yeah.
Lingo has no eyes.
Okay.
He tell me that. He showed me. I was like, wow. He took off his sunglasses.
Yeah.
He said, I never knew that. He said, yeah, his mother was like, no eyes. The doctor told him about that. She was like, what do you
Born
mean,
without eyes.
He has no eyes, yeah. Lid closed and no eyeballs inside there.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, not many people know.
That's the first time I'm hearing that.
It's the first time when he told me.
But this is why we having the conversation. This is why it's straight talk. We're having the conversation.
But he's very gifted. Sometimes I wonder if he can see. Because he come and he say, like, you want to talk about not sleeping? I was like, how do you know that if you can't see? He said, well, I know everybody's voice in here, and I'm now hearing you. So it had to be you.
But that is it, because even, you probably would have seen the interview with Michael the Panis, who got blind after 28, around age 28. And he is so on. Yeah. If I speak and he's outside, he knows me. Hey, Shugs, yeah?
The other senses.
Yeah, the other senses get.
It's just they more in use now.
No, yeah.
You have to use them more now, yeah. So Lingo came up and a few other others, and like, when I saw my dad came on it, and I literally got on the stage tired. I was saying, right, I'm going to go there and do my best, but I think it helped because I had no nerves. I was so tired.
Yeah.
I just
you lost nerves.
Yeah, I wasn't overthinking everything.
Yeah.
I didn't have time. I was just getting changed, went downstairs to say up next. Short Pants was the MC. And I going up, and the band, what's his name? Joey Rivers band, get the tempo and going up. And then...
What song you did?
Afghanistan,
right.
Send Them Afghanistan every night was encore.
But that song is up.
And yeah, and they call me back and they call me back again. And then Short Pants tell them, well, Ollie, he from England and he had to go back. So I call him back all the time. And I say, all right, that's good. It went down well. Went home, got some rest, back at it the next night. Every night was encore to the point where City Hall have a tent, All Rounders tent.
Yeah, no, all wrong.
They invited me as a guest.
As a special guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're already in a tent already.
Yeah, but Cook and they were okay with that. They say, yeah, you could go there that night, that thing, because they realized I'm a guest. And I went there and I met Calypso Rose. And Rose was like, boy, I'm hearing so much about you. You're the boy from England. I was like, but how I know hearing people, why all this time, how I'm now hearing that you're talking about me. But I think those things is far, I like that because I find when I'm too much, being talking about too much, pressure builds.
Yeah.
Because now they're expecting something.
Yeah.
So the fact that I didn't know.
So there were quiet whispers in the background taking place without your knowing.
Yeah, but the fact that I didn't know, now I am going on that stage trying to show them how good I am. Because I think they don't know about me. So now I have to try and impress
them. Yeah,
but if I'm going up there now with, if they're expecting a certain thing, it's like, Lord, I have to deliver now. So that different pressure. So Calypso Rose was like, I can't wait to see her. And I was like, oh yeah. But I don't mind performing to them because Calypsonians, I have a special...
Is your peers.
That wouldn't faze me. That wouldn't faze me. The fact that she wants, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even Rhoda, like in 2014, when Rhoda saw me perform and backstage, he said, well, I could see, I heard you won the title a few times, I could see why. You know what I mean? These are the kind of things I like hearing remarks like that because these are the people, like I say, who
they inspire you.
Inspire me as Calypso. So when you hear that coming from someone like them, it's really, really, you know, really, really nice to hear. So that was the thing with the Croco tent, and so I did that performance. Then I got to perform in Tobago with Calypso Rose. This guy who's passed, Swallow passed away. Yeah. I was in a plane. We were Caribbean Airlines plane, all paid for. 20 minutes. Bus pick us up at the airport. Straight to the hotel. Go on there, and I have a very interesting. I always remember this. I don't know if you're aware, but I arrange all my calypsos. So all those songs you heard there, I did the music for them. Calypsos.
Okay. Calypsos.
The Calypsos. So Send Them Afghanistan, all those songs.
And remember, if we was to go back, this is somebody not more playing no instrument, no nothing, no producing, nothing. You know nothing about
the
that.
only thing I could have played in school, I used to play the recorder. And I went
I
went to Queen's Hall. No, I went to Queen's Hall and play to represent my school, playing the recorder. So I had to learn to read music.
Yeah.
So I had a little understanding of reading music. So that was something I just had to refresh.
To kind of refresh yourself with.
Fine-tune again. But in terms of arranging, never done that before. So Calypso is where it started for me. And I remember the same Afghanistan song that I performed there in 2013 in the UK, won with, then went to Trinidad now, 2014 Carnival. Got to Tobago, like I said. And while we were on the bus, one of the brass men said to me, who arranged your music? Or who did the brass? I said, what do you mean? As in, I said, aye. He said, all right. He said, okay. So he had a look at it. He said, can I have a look? So I took all the sheets, I gave it to him. So obviously the brass consists of the tenor sax, trumpet, and the trombone. And he's looking at it and he's saying, you see what you do here? You shouldn't do that. I said, what's that? Now, I am a person, I know he's very experienced. He's a brass player. I will not start an argument because he is experienced. That's his field.
Yeah.
So I am taking all the advice
from him,
and information that he's willing to pass on for future songs.
Yeah.
So he said, yeah, you see, the trumpet's supposed to lead. I said, what do you mean lead? He said, well, the trumpet has to carry the tune, and then obviously the tenor sax do the harmony and the... I said, right, yeah. But going back to that same man who was only sprang along, introduced me to who is arranging for Shadow. When I used to go with him, because all he used to do was write the scores for me, and I used to tell him the music, the score, the tune.
Yeah.
He say, boy, don't let anybody tell you what you're doing is incorrect. You see this here? What God gave us, not me, but us. He say, yours working very good. I say, what do you mean? He say, the music over the years I've been writing for you. He say, this is yours. It not
That is your signature.
yeah,
It
it's not sounding
identifies
like
you.
I'm not hearing any other Calypsonian music sound or produce or arranger music sounding like this.
So now you have this writer, person
Yeah.
writing this chorus, then you have the trumpet
Yeah.
player telling you something
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
So, but
what he's saying is not incorrect. It's
incorrect.
not incorrect, but
But this is you.
Yeah.
Over here,
Yeah.
the guy who writing this chorus
And arranging.
saying, this is your signature.
Yeah.
This is the way you structure your music.
Well, yes and no. What the point I'm going to make is it will all come clear is what he's writing what he's saying,
Yeah.
but there's something unique about Afghanistan, Sendem Afghanistan, we're going to get to. So this guy told me this years ago, the one with Shadow, before this incident with the guy. But I remember it, because when you're young, you know, you're like a sponge, you absorb stuff. And so he looked at his chords, he told me, right, has to lead, he explained everything. I say, okay, I'll bear that in mind. Now, I am also thinking in the back of my mind, I performed this song in the UK.
Yeah.
And it ripped up the place.
Yeah.
And the music song fine.
No problem
all the
there.
brassmen had no issues. So okay, I'll bear that in mind. Go on to the hotel, freshen up, change, head to the show, do a dress rehearsal, perform, encore. They don't usually get encore in a show. They give me an encore in a show in Tobago. You know, Tobago has to support the road. When I'm from Trinidad, from the UK, but again, anyway, next morning from the hotel now back to the airport.
Yeah.
Same man. He said, me I know like if you forget the conversation the day before.
The day before, yeah.
He said, who do your music? I said, what do you mean do it? As I arrange it? I said, me. He said, boy, you see that thing you do there with the saxophone, that tenor sax? Ooh, whoosh. Boy, that's sweet. You know how I did that? Because I was the man from Shad, all them is they say use that.
Yeah.
Okay, how many people, when you go to any show, whether it's a concert, a Calypso tent, have a degree in music? What percentage?
Yeah.
Small, if any at all.
If any at all, yeah.
What you use when you go on to a tent? You don't go and pull out your music sheet, do you?
No.
Using that?
Yeah, using this.
Oh, that's sounding off, that's sounding loud, that's something is sounding right.
Yeah.
I use in my ears when I arrange that thing and the computer playing it back to me. I hear it, I was going to the keyboard first.
Yeah.
Play it. And this is the line I want. Yes, this is the line I want. So what was special about that Afghanistan song was, where he said the trumpet leads, is the trumpet carries the tune. But I had the sax leading.
Okay.
And what the sax was doing was, so picture the tone of a sax, and the sax was doing, it was playing back on itself.
Okay.
So it wasn't doing the highs and lows.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was playing, and then I had the trumpet doing that. The trumpet doing, so picture the trumpet and the trumpet doing, and the sax was doing what? Now I tried that. Like I said, I did that by ear. When he explained the practicalities of it now and the theory, and I tried doing that with subsequent songs. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
I tried with songs before.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. That Afghanistan song
is the way it's supposed to be.
That was how that was supposed to be. So what he's saying there is correct.
It's correct.
The trumpet must lead. But
however, it didn't work with the Afghanistan song.
It would have worked, but I was using my ears, and when I built the brass line, I built it so that the tenor sax would lead. Only because it's certain things I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And if I had the trumpet doing it, trumpet was sung to the Afghanistan song is a warm song.
Yeah.
It's a warm song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you had a trumpet belting out there, it would have it it would be too harsh. The sax is a nice, it's a different groove to it. And that is all it was. But I couldn't explain. Somebody would look at the scores and explain that, somebody who's a musician.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
And the tune is called Send Them Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Your Define Poverty. All of those songs are accessible online.
So
We can see them on
Define
YouTube.
Poverty
Yeah.
has the video. There's a
Yeah.
video. There's a of me performing it. There's
Yeah.
no actual recording of the songs. So they're not recorded, but I have performances of them
Online.
Yeah,
And that's on your YouTube page.
Yeah.
What's your YouTube page?
So it's on my actually it's on my Sheldon Skeete YouTube page. But obviously I have my Calypso, which is my
Calypso name. You separated too. Yeah.
So on my Sheldon Skeete, Evacuate. It's on Evacuate. That's my email address.
Yeah.
So EVACU8.
Yeah.
It's on that page.
Okay.
But but I guess if you put Sheldon Skeete and you put the name
I
of the
think
song,
what we would do, we would definitely put some links in the description so
Yeah.
people can go and they could actually hear the song and hear more of
Yeah.
the songs you do.
Yeah.
So at this junction now, are you still writing calypsos as you would have, let me say, 4 or 5 years ago?
So no, because I used to write 2 Calypso every year.
Yeah.
And that is every year, literally. When I was performing in the tent,
Yeah.
2 Calypsos every year. And sometimes I even had Calypsos in lieu. So like I told you, I started writing the Afghanistan in 2010.
Yeah.
And I didn't perform until 2013.
Yeah. So you were ahead of yourself.
So I remember in 2009, and I didn't want to laugh at her because my mom said, you must not laugh at people and pity them. I remember singing Define Poverty in 2010 in the tent.
Yeah.
And the rules in the tent is you cannot perform in your first year. That was the rules.
Yeah.
You could perform as in...
You could sing in the tent, but you can't go in competition.
You can't perform in the competition. So I done Define Poverty, and I remember Helena B saying to me, boy, that song, Define Poverty, is really, really good. But you missed the trick there. You shouldn't have... You shouldn't do it. It's a good song. There's a song going to waste. And when she said that, and I already knew what I was coming with next year. I had my songs for next year already.
Yeah.
When she said that, which was King of the Tent.
Yeah.
And Make the Kids Away. And then I knew I was coming with the following year. So that would have been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had the songs, and so I knew, when she said that, I already knew where I was going. I had for 2 years, I had songs. You know what I mean? And I always try and keep ahead of the game, and I would fine-tune the song depending on what the state of affairs is in the world.
Yeah.
I could always take a verse out or change a few lines in a verse to relate to current issues. You know what I mean? And this is the brilliance of the topics I pick. Because if you pick Define Poverty, poverty is poverty.
Yeah.
I could bring in something new.
Yeah.
Because it's poverty.
Yeah.
When you go and sing about... If you go and sing about politics, it's for the current year because people don't want to hear something about 4 years ago.
Yeah. Especially when the party is probably not non-existent or whatever the case is.
Yeah, you can't be talking about the election in 2 years' time. The election is this year. People don't want to hear about the election.
That gone. Yeah.
So is about keeping current. Is a lot of.
But is it a deliberate to slow down on writing calypso? Is it deliberate or?
Well, so this is what happened to me, as you rightly stated in the beginning of the show interview, saying 4 consecutive years, never been achieved. So like we said, I started singing and performing 2001 in Trinidad. Looked up to a lot of calypsonians along the way, and even singing here in the UK, in the tent when I started back in 2000. Was my first year, and I took the break and all that stuff. And I saw so many calypsonians. Some write for themselves, others write for them, and so on. Some win titles, some go through the career, never win nothing.
Yeah.
Some might have had a hit, some never had a hit. And I thought to myself, right, I won the crown 3 years in a row. One of my biggest goals, and I think I said this to you before many times, I will give all those 4 titles back now to perform as a guest in Skinner Park or at the Dimash show.
Yeah.
That is how much I rate give credit to
the competition we have back home.
I think my career, Calypso career, would have catapulted if I had gotten that opportunity to perform as a guest in Skinner Park or in the Mashka, because the amount of viewers,
the audience,
the audience watching as well. Like, see that, guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't get that. I mean, I get to sing in a tent, which was thankful for Coco's tent.
Yeah.
I get to sing in another,
All
I get to go to
tent.
Tobago
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Because yes, they
Yeah,
see
they're
me
small
and they're
local, yeah.
talking,
Yeah.
but if I walking on Frederick Street, how many people will recognize me?
And why you think that is? Why you think that is? You think
By
it's a
which bit?
shutout? You think it's a closed shop? Why you can't get to the fact of guesting or getting into the competition
So
there?
I've asked the question many times. I've gone down there myself. Ashton Moore, late Tiger, he tried, Mighty Tiger, he tried his best. And I even said to them, you all don't have to pay me. I have a job. I am not here ultimately for the money. It's not about that.
Yeah.
I believe in what I can do
Yeah.
for
For
this
Calypso
art form.
yeah, yeah.
And I want the opportunity to show it to the world or the followers of Calypso. And you asked me about my writing. When it comes to writing, so there was a guy used to follow me, Skunky, you would have heard of him,
Yeah,
Odeon
yeah, yeah.
Cyrus.
Odeon Cyrus, yeah.
And in my early years of writing, he used to be talking to me and telling me stuff, and some of it, I believed everything he said,
Yeah.
but I didn't understand everything he said at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes I wonder if he was just gassing me up. And it's not till when I took that break from being in the Air Force and when I came back,
Yeah.
I understand what he was saying. He saw what was in me before I saw what was in myself as a writer.
As a writer.
But
And he's a good writer
But
too.
how and that's what I'm going to say. How he knows that? Because he writes.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's not just right, but he's been around so long and seen other writers.
Yeah, and I think he used to perform with Charlie's Roots at one time
he
as
was
well.
he was a backing vocalist. Now, so he's seen so much.
Yeah.
And he's seen
his
this
experience,
He's seen this young person here. At the time when we met, I would have been like early 20s. He's seen what I'm doing in early 20s, and he probably to himself is saying, people don't start writing how you're writing until they probably reach about 40.
Yeah, yeah. With the seasoning, seasoning it. Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
you starting with these songs as though you've been writing
forever,
years.
forever. Yeah, yeah.
Again, like I said, I thought I was being gassed, but it's not till I came back and I realized that break I took helped me so much. It gave me time to wisen up, because when you're in something, sometimes it's hard, you miss the trick because you're so in it.
Yeah.
People looking
You're
on the
blinded.
outside, you're blinded. When I came back out,
and you looked in from the outside.
looking from the outside, looked at myself, gotten wiser and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but so what I pay and put a lot of emphasis into my writing. I can sing, but I will not walk into a room with the best world singers over there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't embarrass myself. But if you give me a topic and you tell me, you put me in the room with the best writers of all genres in the world, I will walk into that room and they say 24 hours, come up with a song. I will walk into that room and 24 hours later, I will walk out with my head held high, knowing I would give you a product that could compete
with anybody
or
else.
be on par, if not better than any of those other people that I walk in the room with. And I'm talking about all genres. I didn't specify Calypso or soca, all genres. Country music, because every genre has a formula. Maths is one of the most important things people fail to realize in the world. Maths is formulas. The world is formulas. Everything we do is formulas. The reason something is called a specific genre is because it's unique. It has something unique about it. It's a formula.
Yeah.
All I have to do is learn the formula for country music. I will write.
So you're saying that, and I believe that my listeners are very much challenging, and I believe even in myself of being challenging. And I would dare you, straight talk, one line before you come off this interview.
One line of what?
One line, a calypso, straight talk.
Right.
I'm testing your ability
Yeah.
to be creative.
So you want to write one line about a
Straight
straight
talk,
talk,
yeah.
a song?
Yeah. So
One
if you
line?
well, I mean, if you want to make a whole verse, if
No,
you
but
could mentally,
that is
if you could
extempo. That is more extempo. I'm not I wouldn't as class myself as, because you know what extempo is on this, but that's different. But I'm a writer who I could the final product you hear
Yeah, yeah.
on the stage
Yeah.
is what you hear in it.
Okay.
But that song would have gone through different parts, processes. Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying you are not somebody who could off the cuff.
Yeah.
You have a thought process prior to writing.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's everybody. I mean, you could if you get somebody to write a song.
Yeah, yeah. Which is the topic.
The
you
topic.
Yeah.
They'll write that song, but by the time it's ready to be delivered to the singer,
it would have gone through
different. Yeah, they would have made
processes.
changes. Plus, you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with even the music. The person would lay out a demo.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you would sing on it to make sure that they're comfortable at your cadence and your timing is all good. And then they will add instruments. But by the time the song is about to be mixed, they might have before the mastering, the mixing part, they might take things out or add things.
Add other things.
I need to put this, I need to change this here, I need to change this here. Take the kick, that kick is, you know what I mean? But you hear in the final product. You're not hearing.
So then what's your approach to writing a song? What is on a normal day, what's your approach to writing a song?
So to writing a song, again, and this is going on to how I was when I was writing Calypso and what I'm writing now.
But we talking Calypso? Yeah.
So with Calypso, I literally would be, sometimes I don't even have a topic, as in I don't have a name for the song yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know what I'm going to write about, but I don't have a name for it. I'll give it a name at the end.
Yeah.
But sometimes the name is just in the song, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean?
We understand
Send
that.
them Afghanistan. That had to be the name.
Send them Afghanistan. That's the name.
Yeah.
You pull the name out of the lyrics.
Yeah.
You pull the name out of
right. So going back to how I approach, I always say to people with writing, this is how writing is. There's a start point and there's a finish point. Mm-hmm. You give 10 people, 10 writers, the same topic. Mm-hmm. Yeah? 10 writers of your choice, or the 10 best writers in the world, give them the same topic. And tell them, right, you have 6 hours, 10 hours, I want to receive your song by the end of the 6 or 10 hours. Mm-hmm. You will receive, those 10 writers, you'll receive 10 different songs on that same topic. Yeah. Reason being is, this is how I look at it. You start at point A, you want to get to point B.
Yeah. But it's what part you're going to take to get to
point B.
Yeah.
When you get to that roundabout, are you taking the first exit or the third exit?
Yeah.
And that is all it is. And that is what these kind of things makes the world go wrong, because we are all different.
So first you have a topic.
Yeah, not always. Well, you have an idea what you're going to write about. In terms of, you have a topic. It may not be a title. It may not be song, but you have an idea what you're going to write about. So it could be poverty. It could be about domestic violence and so forth. You know what I mean? But you now are going to decide what are the essentials, what you're trying to get out of the song. Yeah? So when that Afghanistan song, the gist I was trying to get, it was like all those corrupt people, the murderers, the robbers, corrupted policemen, and corrupted policemen, politicians, send them to Afghanistan and let them stay there and suffer with because those kids out there ain't scared to die. So they're taking advantage of the vulnerable here because we can't protect ourselves for whatever reason. Whereas those kids out there, or people out there, happy to die any minute. So you go there and try and do what you want to do and see if you'll survive.
See what you're doing here over there.
If you'll survive. How long you will survive. So that is the message I wanted to get across. So now somebody else might have looked at that, write a song on Afghanistan, and probably looked at the wars. Actually focused on the war, on the terror. I didn't do that. I give a different approach. So this is what I'm saying to you is, you could tell people, right, the topic today is Afghanistan. I would have sent them Afghanistan. Somebody else might have talked about war on terror. Somebody else might have talked about Bin Laden's demise. Demise, you know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff. It's different, same, singing about the same area, same kind of thing, but it's different messages you're bringing across.
Now you're somewhat not, as you say, not involved too much in Calypso.
Yeah. Well, funny you say that. Somebody yesterday asked me to write a song for them. So
well, that is what I was going to come to. So are you still willing to write?
Of
for
course,
people?
Yeah, of course. The whole reason I started the whole reason I am, but started is not the right word. One of the reasons why when I left the Calypso, or switch, I don't want to say left, switch to this whole mainstream stuff is because one, I haven't got anybody to sing these songs that I'm writing.
Yeah, yeah.
And if I could establish myself, maybe and hopefully people will be like, oh, could you write? You know what I mean? That was the whole idea.
So let me get it out there. You're willing to write to people.
Yes.
Because we're going to leave your contact details.
Yes.
People can reach out to you.
Yes.
Anybody, whether they want to get a song for their son, their daughter to sing in school, whether it's an adult who's singing, and it doesn't matter what part of the world it is.
Correct.
If they're interested in a calypso, you do soca as well.
Yeah, soca.
But we're talking about calypso. You're willing.
Yes, more than willing.
You're more than willing.
Yeah.
So to the viewers out there, whenever you come across this video, we're going to make sure and leave all Sheldon descriptions inside in the description, all his links in the description. So, and you hit him up, and if you can't get hold of him, you hit me up, and we would try and make this work. But you have a backlog of Calypso written and sitting there.
Yes, there's Calypso sitting there, obviously.
So even if people don't have topics themselves, you could offer them topics. You could offer them,
But I always recommend that because of the singer, you see, I think somebody will put on a better performance if the passion is about a topic.
About what they want to sing about,
Because, don't get me wrong, it's not impossible, but it will require more work. But when you're passionate about something,
it makes it a bit easier. It makes it easier.
However, it's not the end of the world if they haven't got topics or ideas, and they're willing or they would like me to come up with
an idea for them.
I'm happy to do so. Yeah.
Okay. What does the future hold for Calypso as you see it today? How does you see
Calypso?
it? Yeah. How do you view it?
That's a tricky one because...
Do you see it as a dying art form, or do you still think it has life in it? How do you view it?
For somebody who's been around for 45 years now and been following the art form since, like I said, 7 years old. I remember when I started watching it, you had a lot of adults. A lot of the singers were adults.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, over the last, 20 odd years, you see more youths coming forward now. More youths. And obviously those youths will then become, adults or middle-aged and continue to sing as long as they want to, as long as the 70-year-old Calypsonians singing and so forth. So I don't think it will die as such. And as long as I say in Trinidad because it's in Mecca, as long as the Trinidad government continues to put money into it, invest into it, it wouldn't die.
What's your opinion about Marshall? 2024, singing Calypso.
About him singing it?
Yeah, singing it.
I don't see any issue with him singing it. Marshall was singing.
And do you think that give it a bit of a boost, a revival, or help?
It's hard for me to say because I wasn't in the...
You wasn't paying much attention to it?
Well, not paying... No, but I wasn't in the country to hear what John Public was saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I saw the performance in Skinner Park, but Skinner Park is always ram jam full.
Yeah.
Whether Marshall there or not.
Yeah.
I saw the performance I didn't see the performance in the final, but obviously I know the results. Whether or not, I don't think, well, again, I don't want to say, I don't know how many, it's better off saying, I don't know how many youths who had no interest in soca in the past, Calypso in the past
would have taken interest.
And into soca mainly would divulge their interest into Calypso now that Marshall is singing. I can't give that answer. It'll be interesting to see if it was to do a census, to see how many youths who traditionally follow soca and had no interest in Calypso will now show interest in Calypso if Marshall continues to sing for the next 10 years. Calypso.
Right. But do you think it's something that is needed for Calypso to get more of the more recognized soca artists at least doing a Calypso? Even if not all of them for the season, but at least getting one coming out.
It wouldn't hurt. I don't think it will. There'll be a regression, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
change is always good in it. It'll be good. It's good to try
Because
it.
personally, I think with Marshall, obviously we know he come from Calypso,
Yeah.
went into soca, and he did the both. Then he just stayed on soca, coming back doing Calypso. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing to get a younger audience more clued up, because it's the foundation to where we are now in the sense of the soca. Calypso is first, and we can never, we can't lose our identity and our history.
Yeah. But again, like I said, who knows? Is Marshall doing this? Is this going to be a permanent thing? We don't know. Is this?
Well, he have to defend.
Yeah, but that, well, you know.
Well, I mean, if you choose to
exactly.
defend, that's another thing.
Is it going to be something where he does it, he defends, okay, if he defends and he comes second, third, is he going to continue doing it? And that's what I'm saying. I don't know how many, because you on about keeping the art form alive as in Calypso.
Yeah.
I don't know how many, like I'll reiterate, I don't know, because I got into Calypso not based on, I mean, you I guess we were born in a different time. When we were born, Calypso was the Calypso, and soca was now upcoming. So it's a bit different for us. But if you come out of Trinidad for a bit and just focus on the rest of the Caribbean and countries around the world where you have a big soca influence, think of that audience. So the Caribbean, the rest of the Caribbean, apart from Trinidad and Tobago, and places like America, Germany, where you have like, you know, Holland, where soca is growing and so on. And think of how many of those soca followers, which is obviously mainly youths, will now pay attention or gravitate to Calypso because Marshall has started something or resume doing something that he did when he, you know what I mean? That is where we need to actually do the research and find out if that is the thing, because I don't know how many. If you stop, you went to that, well, if you go to like Notting Hill Carnival, come this
summer,
year, summer, and you go in a band, any band, and stop 10 chocolate mass, prime example, get 10 people looking under the age of 30 or 25 and say to them, you ever heard of Marshall Montano? I'll be like, oh yeah, of course. You know, he's singing Calypso now. What do you think of Calypso? And get
a consensus.
Get what the views of Calypso, and then say, is it something you like? Do you think it's something you look for? And you know what I mean? That is the way to find, because I don't know how, when I look at the attention span of the people today.
Yeah, it's very short.
Because if you even look at Marshall, that structured the Calypso, even it was different.
Yeah.
But it had to be different, because if you had done it maybe the traditional way, maybe them same youths would not pay attention. They'd be like, oh, you know what I mean? So maybe there's scope for changing the Calypso slightly, but then the older heads might disagree with that, or there might be people who disagree with that.
And that moved me on to a question based on how you feel about how you were treated in the industry. And this is not in a bad way. However, you felt you could have been given a break, and for some reason the doors were closed. Are you still open, and we putting it out there, to whether they call NCC, CDC, TOCO, whatever name they call, are you still open to performing?
Right. So I'll answer.
If they reach out to you and say, well, Sheldon, we saw your interview, we heard what you say, things were different then, but this is a new era. And they wanted to invite you to come and perform at Skinner Park or the Market Final. Would you be open to doing that?
So this is how I'll answer this. So obviously, prior to me doing the switch, making the switch, you know, I was keen, you know, gearing to go, raring to go, everything. And obviously, doors, like I say, were being shut. And I wouldn't say I give up, because I could still sing it, but I'm not expecting anything great from it, because when I was at my peak, nothing happened. And I've sort of like taken my foot off the pedals, so to speak, of the gas, and like I don't expect anything to manifest. However, I'll give you the story. In 2021, so I'd already made the switch. Kurt Allen reached out to me on Facebook. I was in Falklands at the time. And I saw this message, obviously time difference, saw the message, and I was like, wow, this is weird. He put his phone number and everything in there. And Kurt Allen follows me on Facebook. We both follow each other. So he's all those, when I won all those titles and I put all the
He's
posts
aware
up.
of you. He's
yeah,
aware.
you
He's
know,
aware.
aware, exactly. And he reached out to me because they were planning, he and Errol Fabian
Yeah.
were planning this tent, you know, like from, well, not tent, clash.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a clash of teams
Yeah,
from various parts of the world. So Trinidad, St. Kitts,
Yeah, yeah. They're
and
making up
I
teams.
was going to be on the international team. He reached out to me. He contacted me. Now, I had switched off a Calypso,
Yeah, yeah.
but when he reached out to me and he explained to me what he was going to do, or what the plan was, I had written 3 songs while I was in Afghanistan, in Falklands. Why? Incentive.
Yeah, yeah.
The door opened. I saw an opportunity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember telling my dad, I cannot write a funny Calypso. It's not in my nature. When Kurt Allen said, these are the categories, I wrote a funny Calypso. Why? Why?
The opportunities was there, yeah.
The opportunity came. I didn't know I could write a funny Calypso. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and this is what I'm saying. So if the opportunity again presents itself,
Yeah, yeah.
of course.
You don't know.
Because I haven't turned my back on it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
I had reached
Your
a point
focus
where
is somewhere else at the
I
moment.
reached a point where, like I said, I look at all these Calypsonians who achieve all these things,
Yeah.
and they just die and they just go.
Yeah.
I win these 4 titles. I don't want to end up like that. I think I have a lot more
You have
to
more
offer
in you. Yeah, yeah.
as a writer.
As a writer.
Maybe not so much as singer, but as a writer.
Yeah.
So I want to try these other genres.
Yeah, yeah.
Try these other genres and put my stuff out there, because at the end of the day, the best form for me, the best way to send a message across in a song is Calypso.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And then reggae.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is how I see it. I might be sounding a bit
biased.
biased.
Yeah, yeah.
However, I say Calypso, then reggae.
Yeah, yeah.
Every other genre is just people they might be dancing or creating a hype or whatever.
Yeah.
But message,
Yeah, yeah. Get to the
you know what I
message
mean?
over
The
here.
style, the structure of the songs, Calypso. So, and this is one of the reasons. But I have branched onto these other genres, and I am still putting messages across, because my style
Yeah, yeah.
is different. Everybody's style is different.
So you consider a messenger. You're a messenger.
Yeah.
Somewhat
yeah.
when
the
you
lyricist,
write.
the
Yeah,
lyricist, the messenger,
yeah.
yeah. And this is why sometimes I wonder if that is what my path is. Because this is like, I cannot afford for you to go into that business, because if you get too deep into it, I think what you have, because of all the politics involved,
Yeah.
and the all, you know, the intricacies in there,
yeah.
having to do what this person says.
Yeah, yeah.
Right about now, you in control of your music.
Yeah.
I want you to be in control of your music.
Yeah.
Because the moment you lose that control,
Yeah.
you're a different artist.
Yeah.
You're a different writer. I have to write what my producer or whoever wants. You know what I mean? You know how it works. Because that's what labels do. I remember Billy Ocean did an interview with Trevor Nelson. And Trevor Nelson asked him, what was your favorite hit out of all these, on a song, out of all the words? He said, you haven't heard my favorite, because the record label didn't want him to release it.
Didn't want you. Okay.
They control you.
Yeah, yeah.
Until you end up like people like Jay-Z and Lil Wayne, where you have your own record label, and you could do what you want.
You do what you want. Yeah.
You're under the thumb of someone else.
So we know it's Calypso. However, we know you're doing this soca now, and you think you're getting an opportunity to do what you want in that.
Well, I get an opportunity to put my music out there and be heard.
Okay.
In that, all these different platforms.
Yeah.
So, you know, across the digital platforms, YouTube channel, and all this kind of stuff. My Spotify monthly listeners is over 3,000. You know what I mean? So I must be doing something. I mean, it's not as good as the likes of the big artists out there.
Yeah, not a Taylor Swift.
Yeah, exactly. But for somebody who's not a full-time singer, and who's doing, my main job is something else, and doing this part-time, so to speak, it shows that my message or whatever I'm putting out there is being followed and listened.
You say something and you say it very slightly, and I think you you're a very modest person to some extent. Your achievement in the arts, from school till now, in the sense of writing Calypso, and now you're doing your soca and you're doing a bit of reggae. You just say you work a little start. What's your job? What's your job? I
So
mean, you're a Trinidadian
yeah,
living in the United
yeah. Okay,
Kingdom.
so I'm in the royal. You see, I don't like to
Yeah,
broadcast my. I like
yeah,
to keep my work away from it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
basically, I'm an employee with the Royal Air Force, and I'm an
Okay.
aircraft technician by trade. That's my
So
job.
we must say,
Yeah,
we gotta say, well
yeah,
done. Is another Trini making a
yeah,
milestone
yeah,
out there.
yeah.
So now that Calypso is something that is somewhat dormant for you, you say, and let me just reiterate here, you're willing to write for people.
Correct.
Topic given, topic not given, you have material and people can freely reach out to you.
Yeah.
Um, Facebook, what's your Facebook?
So Calypso done.
Calypso
Yeah,
Done is
Calypso done.
on
Facebook. Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah,
And this is for both soca and calypso.
yeah. Everything. This is for
Yeah,
all genres.
you're writing for
So
all
this is my
genre,
this is my artist name, my current artist name across the
all the
socially
platforms.
is Spotify, Apple Music. Calypso Done is my artist name.
Yeah,
My handle obviously on we just discussed Facebook Calypso Done. On Instagram is at Don Calypso, and I think that's all. I'm on TikTok, but TikTok again is all promotion for me. I don't get up into the whole
yeah. But the best place to reach you
yeah
is
Instagram.
Instagram and Facebook.
And if
Yeah,
you want to email me, Calypso Done 1979 1979 at gmail.com.
yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to say so something I was touching on earlier and I didn't get to finish. So a few people ask me about what have my standards so high compared to when they listen to my songs. And I always say when I sit down to write, as much as I take pride in I don't put mediocrity out there. I used to always, when I write a song, I would write the song and I would envisage performing it to the slaves who started this whole tradition.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I write it, and I would picture, I would switch the table now. I am a slave. Am I happy with that?
Okay.
Am I content with what I've just written there? And if it's yes, I'll be performing that song next year or whenever. If the answer is no, I have more work to do.
Okay.
That is how I used to write. So why my standard of lyrics is why I focus or emphasize so much on lyrics. That was my that was literally how I used to switch the table. When I'm performing, I'm performing to the audience,
Yeah,
it's the same. I would switch, watch myself perform, and say, right, I'm watching somebody perform here. He's performing that song. Am I feeling it? No. I need to do some more in that. So I would record myself performing it before I go live.
yeah.
And if I'm not feeling it, no, I have more work to do. That is also once, and this is what I say to you, you seeing a 6-minute performance on stage, and you're thinking, yeah, he's cut above the rest. I didn't just wake up and just do that.
That's 6 minutes.
It's effort.
A lot of preparation.
It's effort, preparation, watching yourself. I don't know how many of those
being critical of yourself.
Critical of yourself. I don't know how many people actually do that in the tent or Calypso full stop. Because a lot of them is about want to get paid this amount and pay that.
And pay that.
For me, it's about my material, what I'm putting out there. I want everybody. I want when you walk away from that tent that night and you heading in your car with 4 other people in the car. Or the next morning you talk, your brother call you, and your brother say like, "How was the show?" You say, "It was good, boy." But if it had a fella there, boy, Sheldon Skeete, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is what I want.
You want to be a lasting memory.
Yeah. But even this song, I remember walking the streets of London by Madame Tussauds.
Yeah.
And somebody playing my song.
Yeah.
When I'm streaming, the modern song I play now, mainstream song. I pass him, he don't even know who I am. I didn't even stop him.
Yeah.
There's a child playing when I say a child, a teenager,
Yeah.
playing my song, Cherry Bum Bum. He don't know me. But I will happy. It's like how Bob Marley dead and gone and his legacy still living.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. If I can die tomorrow and my music lives, Because
Your
the
children will
message,
inherit from
because
it.
the message, it's not even about the children inheriting. That's a plus.
That's a plus.
But it's the message.
Yeah. You want the message to continue
Bob
to live
Marley
on.
singing in the 70s,
Yeah.
and today these songs are
The
still
80s,
relative.
yeah.
Still relative.
Still relevant,
He
yeah.
died in 1981. Songs still relative, and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
still relevant. And that is what it was about, the message. If I could put material out there, and people like look back, say, "Nah," and that is why I achieve. I don't want to put mediocrity out there.
And that is what I wanted to summarize on what legacy you would have liked to left behind. But you just
Yeah.
summed it up. You
That is
summed it
it.
up nicely.
The slave is that's where it started for me. Calypso, hence the name. Why I carried the name Calypso across, because I wanted people who knew me, they would know where it come from. But for the new person who come and say like, Calypso, then where you get that name from? Research. Oh, it was the 4-time Calypso Don Sheldon. Oh, so Calypso Sheldon, Calypso Don. You know what I mean? There's a story behind the name. I could have gone for like, I don't know, something macho belly, grow a big belly, and we'd be like everybody, oh, we know what that is. He's got a big belly.
Yeah.
But everybody has a story behind the name. Whoever has a sobriquet. I want to leave a legacy. So the songs I'm doing now is all about the legacy.
It's all about legacy.
It's legacy. I just leaving that there because it may never achieve, but I'm trying.
Yeah,
I don't want to reach. I made the decision when I was going to obviously switch over, and I said, when did I do it? In 2000. So 41, 2019. I made the decision. So 40 years old. I say, right, I've won 4 titles, sing Calypso. I have a choice now. Continue going in that tent and singing every year, doing the same thing. Coming first, coming second, coming
Whatever, yeah.
Or I have the choice to try
Something new.
by jumping onto other genres and putting a song out there.
Yeah.
If I choose the first option,
Yeah.
I might get to 84, live to 84, live to 90, and say, what if?
Yeah.
If I choose the second option, which I have,
Yeah.
and I live to 84 and I live to 90, and I
blah,
fail,
yeah.
at least I knew I
I
tried.
tried, yeah.
And I get the answer.
Yeah.
I don't want to reach the master and you say, can I show you what could have been? If you had, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, not everybody has the ability. I'm not being big-headed. Not everybody who sing Calypso or write Calypso has the ability to write a reggae, sing a reggae, write a dancehall, write a
whatever,
Afrobeat or whatever. They stay with where they're in the comfort zone.
Yeah, that's
Some of them
understandable.
can't.
Yeah.
But I see they have ability. Why not use it? Why am I keeping this in the home or in the shower? Put it out there. If people want me to write for them, yeah, I'll do that as well.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Very much interesting. I've learned a lot today, and I want to take this opportunity now as we wind up things to say thank you for choosing Straight Talk to have the conversation. Thank you for your contribution to the art form and your continued support of culture, because the art form has different veins in it. You're not doing as much Calypso or very little Calypso. You're doing soca, you're doing reggae, you're doing Afrobeat. I'm not sure you might be doing pop just now. And we certainly would look out for this name, Calypso Don. So let me take this opportunity to say thank you for all your contribution. Make sure, go out, check Sheldon Skeete. Look for Sheldon Skeete, Google Sheldon Skeete, but Calypso Don is the name you have to be looking for. I will make sure and leave all the links in the description to where you could find Sheldon, where you can find his music, whether it's Spotify, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Apple Music, whatever the case is, it's all going to be there. Sheldon, let me take this opportunity to say thank you once again.
Yeah.
Is
It's a
there
pleasure.
any final word you
Yeah.
want to make sure and get out there?
Just like to say to obviously the viewers out there, look out for more good music and uplifting messages and songs from yours truly. I've got a new single coming out tomorrow. It's dancehall with a Jamaican producer. So that's a good one to look out to. But yeah, keep the faith. Remember, there are lots of challenges in life, but it's not about just facing them, but hurdling them. And once you clear them, that's gone. There's more going to be coming. It's all about keeping hurdling. The day you fall is the day you lay to rest. But keep going. Pick yourself back up. Keep hurdling.